Alright YouTube, so it's been shorter than expected, but here's September Sketchbook Tour, mid-September Sketchbook Tour, part 2. Well, I guess technically part 4 of the September Sketchbook series, but I'm really excited to show you guys this art. So I'll start with this drawing here, which is Deoxys once again, and there's the meteorite, which may have been from Deoxys' home planet, which there's so much lore to explore from. For this next drawing, I drew an Edgar Allan Poe style melancholic crow. As you can see, I have little moons in the background, and this crow is quite crow-like. Alright YouTube, this next drawing is Golem from Lord of the Rings, which I really like how this one came out. I think it's both cute and a little bit creepy, or creepy and cute combined together, which is kind of what Golem is in the movie, and an interesting character. I only saw the first Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogy so far, but I know I'm missing out, so I'm gonna get on that. Hoping they would do a Lord of the Rings re-release soon at the theater I go to, because it's a perfect opportunity, because you guys know I like watching movies in the theaters and not the biggest streaming fan. And this next drawing, pretty straightforward, a sandworm from Dune, fairly minimalist but memorable nonetheless. And for this next drawing, I drew a mix of Gengar and Zangoose from both the first and third generations respectively. As you can see, he lost his eye in a battle and has spiky hair and sun above him, because he's not quite Gengar, so the sun doesn't destroy him, but Zangoose is relatively neutral to the sun. In this, here we have the myth, the man, the legend, Gandalf the Grey. I quite like Gandalf. And here we have Dobby the house elf from Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets, when he gets the little sock that Harry gave him that freed him ultimately, so good for Dobby. And for this next drawing, here we have a mix of Joker and Joker from the Batman and other Batman Jokers is what I meant to say, but I think this would be a cool design for the Batman Robert Pattinson styles Joker, which may be the end game of Batman, because we want to see Joker fleshed out. I did see the deleted scene of the Joker, which I didn't really like his design because I feel like he was too scarred, but I do like some scars on Joker, but not too many, so kind of what this drawing is. And here we have a mix of a goblin and Count Orlok and a vampire. Next up we have another sci-fi series, Planet of the Apes. I did a review of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, but I think it's time I rewatched some of the Planet of the Apes movies and give you guys some thorough thoughts on it. Here we have a villainous gorilla. Next up we have another Harry Potter character. This was going to be Bellatrix, but I made it a little too minimalist, so let's just say it's a Death Eater. In this next drawing, here we have the cutest Pokemon from the Kanto region, all together with the king of cuteness himself, Mew. This next drawing is a mix of Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket, and Jason Statham, one of the coolest actors. So yeah, there he has a little coffee as well, and a little Pokeball and Pokédex in his little utility belt. We have the lovely champion Cynthia herself with her Spiritomb there. I tried to fit Garchomp, but I realized, no point sizing down Garchomp, because we want Garchomp to be big and scary. And speaking of big and scary, this is not big and scary at all, but it's Blue Gary, whichever his name is, from Pokemon Candy. Here we have a little dragon-like character. Nothing special, but I like how it came out. This next drawing is a lot more reminiscent of Robert Eggers, Aaron Taylor Johnson's werewolf, or at least how I expect it to be. I do expect him to have scars and, a cloak, because I think he's both a mix of a horrifying villain, but also I like the idea of werewolves knowing what he's doing. Like, a lot of times werewolves are portrayed as sympathetic characters that don't want to be werewolves, but I think it's cool to explore the origins where they won't know what they're doing and want to terrorize as wolves, because that's badass. Speaking of badass, here we have Fade Rowley himself, but this time he's got his sci-fi outfit and his sword. We have an OG, the classic ones remember, Koi Fish, which I used to draw all the time, so I'm proud of myself for coming so far with my creativity. And yeah, but no shame in Koi Fish at all. Last but not least, we have, it was going to be Batman, but it looks more like Batmite, honestly. So yeah, this has been September Sketchbook Tour again, so look forward to the late September Sketchbook Tour and many more drawings to come. So thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out Husky for the beats. Goodbye.